Welcome to Catholic Views. I'm your host, Renee Kranz. On today's show, we will have Emily Leadham in the studio with us. She is the executive director of the Lourdes Center. She's going to give us an update on what's happening in the Lourdes Center, what's new, and talk to us about the Gift of Hope event that's coming up. She's very excited about it. They have a really good talent, Ben Fuller, who's coming in, and she's telling me that he's wonderful, so now I'm going to have to go. That's what I told her. So she's coming in. I hope you'll stick around for that because Emily hasn't been on the show for about a year. I know. I don't know how that happens. Dr. Bergwald's looking at me like, how is that possible? I mean, she's in the building. I don't know how it's possible, and he's just, I don't know, dumbfounded or something. Speechless. He's not.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and speak. So 2022, you were out sick. Was that 2021 or was that 2022? I think
when I had COVID, that was 2022.
2022. I think I interviewed Emily when you were out sick.
Well, that was roughly a year ago.
Well.
I haven't talked to her for at least a year on the show. Yes. But so she came back. It's actually a lot of fun. If you can watch it on video, you will see two of the brightest women, and I don't mean intelligence-wise. I mean clothing-wise.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you need to watch the YouTube.
We did not plan it, but it's,
holy cow! I don't know what you were wearing when we recorded,
orange.
but
and she has bright pink on, and it's quite impressive. It's probably vibrating on the video. It's like whoa, good radio. Anyway. Dr. Chris Bergwald is here to give us some biblical bites with Dr. B.
Yes, I am. So, Renee, what's today? Our standard opening. Wait, stop. Elise, what's today in the church year?
I want to say the first Sunday of Ordinary Time.
So, are you going to say the first Sunday? You want to say that? Are you going to say
I'm submitting. Final answer.
Final answer. Renee,
I
would
think
you
she's
agree?
right.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, that's too bad. Because it's the second Sunday.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Wasn't Epiphany last Sunday?
Yeah.
That's not the first Sunday of Ordinary Time, is it?
No, there's no such thing.
Oh, I hate it when you do this to us every year, and every year you caught both Bill and I. I know. I'm sorry. I have no memory. I should start going back and looking.
So this is one of the quirks of the liturgical calendar. So actually, normally, when Christmas falls on a Sunday, it really messes with things.
Really does.
Because the last day of the Christmas season is the baptism of the Lord. Right. But this year, that fell on Monday. So when Christmas is on a Sunday, that means that Epiphany gets transferred to from the traditional date of the 6th to the following Sunday. That this year, that was the 8th. But the following Sunday after that, the 15th, cannot be the baptism of the Lord. So the baptism of the Lord, the end of the Christmas season, was Monday, January 9th this year, 2023. Okay. So the next day, Tuesday, the 10th of January, was Tuesday of the first week of Ordinary Time. There was no first Sunday of Ordinary Time, but there is a first Sunday of Ordinary Time. But it's always following on. So this coming today, as people are listening to this, is the second Sunday of Ordinary Time.
Yeah. He got you on a technicality, Elise.
But it's still that's where we need a camera.
I wish we had a camera on that
face. All right. Now, so thank you for playing along. Renee, do you know, because this is a question that I don't know if Elise is used to answering. So what cycle are we in? Or what in the cycle? Is this year A, B, or C?
Well, I'm thinking C, but maybe it's A.
It's A. It was C.
It was C.
Advent.
Yeah. Okay.
It's A.
So it's A.
The gospel, and therefore the gospel for today is from.
I just read it this morning. Oh, good grief. Mark?
No. A.
Matthew?
Yeah.
I mean, I have three options.
It is. But interestingly, so cycle A, Gospels from Matthew, but not today. The second Sunday of Ordinary Time, and I didn't check, to be honest, years B and C when it's Mark and Luke. The second Sunday of Ordinary Time, we get John's account of the baptism of the Lord in the Gospel.
Of course.
So, and I think it's because we don't get it.
Because we don't get it on the weekend.
Because John is not one of it's a cycle 3.
And when I say I read the readings today, that was this morning on a Wednesday.
Right. Yes.
Should have remembered. Anyway, okay.
So we get John's account of the gospel. What I want to talk to you just real briefly, though, is actually about the second reading, because we start reading from St. Paul's first letter to the Corinthians.
Oh, okay.
So Corinth was one of the major cities where Paul, around 51 AD, planted a church where he proclaimed the gospel, starts the synagogue. We read about this in Acts chapter 15, 16, somewhere in there. 16, I think. He proclaimed the gospel there, win some converts, but he has to later write, about 5 years later, write this letter, and then, as we know, at least one more letter, and there may have even been a third letter that is not inspired in Scripture. But St. Paul writes to this church to address some things that are going on. So we're going to talk about this more later, but we hear from 1 Corinthians today.
Thanks for that good start. Thanks.